Hi everyone, I'm really excited to bring you guys back here. We're talking about three uniques and I'm really excited to introduce you to Teresa Duke. Teresa is a writer, leadership coach, and a mom, among other things. She's going to tell you more about yourself. Welcome, Teresa.
Thanks, Brenda. It's fun being with you. Yeah, I basically have my own consulting and coaching company, and I take care of executive coaching and career coaching, as well as all sorts of different clients. I've got a passion for teaching, so I spend time doing webinars, things like that, and also doing a bunch of commission writing. So yeah, it's a really good life.
And we're going to learn more about you today. So my first question to kind of kick things off is, what's on your nightstand table right now?
Earplugs.
Okay, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I can't do without earplugs. I do have books as well. I think I have about 15 books there, and then I've got another, 10 here that are lined up on the floor on the carpet. I have a vacuum underneath them. But I always seem to have a lot of books on the go. I wish I could matrix, stick in and absorb all the content, but alas, have to read them, but it's a joy, yeah.
Okay, cool. And what's a show that you've been binge watching lately?
I would have to say Hunters. It's on Amazon Prime. I usually don't gravitate to such violent shows. I don't know how or why this sucked me in initially, but the thing that I really like about this show is that I love shows that are fictional stories based with nonfiction. So it's about the Jewish population finding Nazis in America, but they weave it back into the experience of life in the concentration camps. And I'm very curious about that. Like I want to read Viktor Frankl. I haven't read him, but I've seen his quotes everywhere. Yeah. But I just really love the fact that it's a constant reminder about what this was like and what that experience was, so we can understand more about it. Hopefully the world doesn't repeat it,
Yeah, good lessons in that probably.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. Wow.
And what's one thing that you're grateful for right now?
That's a good question. I'm really, so much. I'm grateful for this moment. It's special to share time with you, and this sunny day. But the big thing I'm grateful for right now is my mindfulness training. It's helping me with a lot of equanimity and easy, peaceful feelings, which I didn't realize. I was so buzzwordy. I was like, mindfulness, whatever. And then once I started taking this training course, which stumbled into it, it's like 8 weeks, very intensive, at least an hour a day. I can't believe how much level my life is. I feel really, really blessed, especially to discover that right now. And the book that accompanies this is like Full Catastrophe Living, which is quite appropriate. So I'm learning a lot about how to not do so much, but be a lot better. So yeah,
it is good timing for it, and any time is really good time for like really leaning into our mindfulness practices. So it's awesome that you're
fortunate.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, we wanted to hear from you about your three uniques, and just for everyone that's sort of like logging in, what I'm doing right now is I'm really passionate about helping people out that are looking for jobs. Like, obviously, at any time of the year, people could be looking for making a career change, but now more than ever, we're seeing unemployment rates like skyrocketing levels that we haven't seen since literally like the Depression in the 1900s. So it can be a really scary, daunting time for people. And I know that there's lots of great resources out there for people to access around how to build your resume, how to build your LinkedIn profile. So this isn't it. It's more about when you actually are trying to showcase yourself, how to talk about your three uniques. And I'm saying 3, but if you have 10, awesome, keep sharing them. And get out there on social media. Like apply for the jobs, build the resume, network, connect with recruiters, hiring managers, do all those great things. And then also build out your 3 uniques and start sharing them in video, written form. And so I wanted to bring Teresa on to talk about her 3 uniques, because I think it just gets us into that sort of mindset, that groove around how to talk about yourself. So Teresa, take it away. Tell us what your 3 uniques are.
Sure. And I completely agree with what you're doing. So 3 uniques. So singing, writing, and storytelling. Yes, those are the 3 uniques.
Okay, so I learned from Teresa last year, and we've known each other for a number of years, like coming out of the tech industry. Yeah. And I just learned from her last year that she is a singer-songwriter, and that she had this past life in the US, singing, songwriting. touring around, and so tell us about it.
Yes, that's my other life. I just decided I didn't want to live my life without regret. After I did my sociology degree, I've been blessed with a really nice instrument of singing, and I don't know why, but it's there, and I was like, okay, I really love it, and I I basically partnered up and learned from people how to songwrite, and I was really fortunate to be able to do most of my music career down in San Francisco, and some really wonderful things, touring and singing, collaborating with incredibly talented people, and had my own business doing that for a number of years, producing and writing. It was really wonderful. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then
Yeah.
your second unique you talked about is writing. No, what was it?
Storytelling, probably.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, or writing, either one. Yeah, storytelling. So I always thought I kind of sucked at telling jokes and stories. When I was younger, people would be like, Teresa, you start on the 50-yard line or whatever, right? And, but for some reason, people are feeding back that I'm telling stories nicely or well. And I owe it to a family of storytellers that constantly would sit around and tell the same stories and different stories all the time. But more importantly, I love also culling and finding stories from people, whether it's research and learning, from everything from science to emotion and family and all sorts of really interesting things like that. I love, and my whole career in recruitment was helping people, tell me your story, and that's such a huge part of what we're talking about, what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So I love the storytelling thing. It's a lot of fun. It's improved a little bit. I used to talk a lot when I was young, and people would call me, my family would call me Cliff Clavin, for those of us who are a little older.
We all love Cliff.
Yeah, and then my coaching training was a lovely thing that helped me learn how to make space to help people really share their stories and share their essence, which is such an honor when they do.
That's amazing. And then your third unique.
Writing, so they kind of all like blend in, I guess. But the writing, I was always a songwriter. I write poetry and convert into song. I kind of steeped myself on Simon and Garfunkel a bit much, got a little dramatic and introspective with all that type of writing lyrics, and so with the writing piece, it kind of morphed, and then when I changed into running my own company in the last year, I had this one moment where I had a big learning and development contract that just went poof, and I'm like, oh crap, I thought I was gonna get that income, which happens when you're consulting, especially at the beginning. And I remember you were like, don't worry, T, it'll come around. And then sure enough, these people came along that I was doing some HR advisory for, and they're like, would you be willing to write a white paper for us? And I was just like, me, a writer? And you always write when you're in business, especially in recruitment. It's like people marketing, so you're constantly writing. And so they got me to do this white paper, and it had white paper for dummies as I'm trying to do this white paper and figure out how to do it. And it turned out that, they're like, you have the knack for this. You're good. Would you be willing to do 10 more blogs? And I'm like, would I? Okay. And I just loved, and what I realized with the writing is, like, I've been doing so many jobs my whole life where I was being very tactical, doing things that were what I thought were my strengths, but were not energizing me, so they technically weren't strengths. Right. And really, the writing helped me find myself again as a creator more, like doing more creative work. That's been really rewarding to just be, you collaborating with someone or by myself in my office and just write and see what comes out. And it's nice because you get to see it improve too, because it's coming a ways. There's a ways to go.
Yeah, it's always going to be a work in progress, right? And that's the creative side of it. It's amazing that you picked your three uniques, and they all kind of like link into your life story. So like understand sort of like through your legacy of your life, it's like it's all about sort of this writing, sharing a story, whether it's through song, through pen, through verbal, with people and connecting people, which is amazing.
It's huge, and I couldn't figure it out when I was younger, but what I realized is that I love creative collaboration, and I wouldn't have known that. Like when I was younger, it was like when I was songwriting, I could write straight for 15 hours without eating, and with a person when we're on a roll, and it was just almost a spiritual experience. It was unbelievable. This is a catalyzing experience. And then I realized later on that when I was coaching or facilitating a group or something like that, and you would have that same dynamic, it was creative collaboration, just in a different venue. And that's the thing, like so many people don't realize is like those beautiful gems that you've got, you know, they might be set in a necklace at this point, and then maybe that same gem can be set in a ring later on, and you still have joy. It just comes in a different way. But that's been a big surprise. And like, you know, everyone keeps saying like, oh, you know, you think you know someone. That expression, I would say, you think you know yourself, because I had no idea I
Yeah.
was able to write. I had no idea. And then you open up to what happens, and open up to curiosity and to adventure, and say yes to some things that feel uncomfortable, and then you shock the crap out of yourself.
And it turns out too that you can actually monetize what you're passionate about.
Oh,
You know, it's like, you
like
know,
how did
we
that how
talked
did
about
that
the
happen?
writing piece, right? Like you start writing for people and they're like, hey, you're really good at this. And like, can you do 10 more and we'll pay you for it?
I know, and I made a
Amazing.
culture report. You know what? Like how did that happen? So yeah, it's really nice when you, and there's also like an element of like leaning back a little bit. You know, sometimes we're driving so hard and we're like, I have to like have these skills and have this. And then every now and then, like when you get, you know, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, those moments, then the creativity sometimes comes in, and
Sure.
then boom, you're writing. Oh, who knew,
Yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
amazing. So Teresa, thanks so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you sharing your three uniques with everybody. We'll make sure that this gets posted and everyone can access it, and hopefully reach out to you if they have any questions, especially because you are a writer and maybe there's writers out there that are listening to like this podcast specifically and wondering how to get started. Maybe you've been able to give them a couple tips. But for anyone else, I think the key thing to remember is to share your three uniques. Like someone in the world, I can guarantee you, a hiring manager, an entrepreneur, a recruiter is going to pick up on that and content that you're putting out there, and they're going to call you. They're going to reach out to you and say, hey, we've got the best job opportunity for you. And it's going to bring out those three uniques. It's going to, you know, match whatever that company is looking for, and it's going to be a win-win overall. So thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. So much fun to share with you.
Take care.
Okay.